So guys, I'll make it quick and simple for this call. Everyone's on the leaders call right now, and I want to talk about commitment. Just want to understand what it takes to be a leader, what it requires, and what do we need from you guys. So the first thing I want to let you guys know is that probably at 9 o'clock, 6 people were on the call, including myself, so really only five. And this call is not to offend you or to tell you you're doing it wrong. It's just to improve maybe 5 to 10%. That's all I'm looking to achieve today on this call. And maybe some of you guys, you overachievers, gonna increase maybe 15 to 30%. So the first thing, guys, is punctuality. If we as leaders jump on the call, not just this call, the rep call, the trainer, all the calls that we have, if we focus on jumping on the call maybe 5 minutes earlier, it shows a big example for our reps. And it's not just you guys, it's me as well. I'm gonna try to improve my punctuality, to jump on the call maybe 5 minutes earlier, to chit chat a little bit, to show some energy on these calls. Why is it so important? Because it's not about you. You already sold up on the business. You already made the money before. But the new representatives on these call haven't seen that $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 paycheck, haven't seen the override yet. So we as leaders gotta be the example, and it all starts about punctuality. Punctuality on everything. On when you tell the representative to meet up, when you tell the training when we're gonna stop. It's all about that because you're teaching great habits. If you're telling the trainee, hey, you gotta work a full day and you stop at 2 o'clock to do some other personal things, what tends to happen is the rep sees what you're doing. It's a monkey see, monkey do business. So what tends to happen is that he or she is gonna stop at 12 o'clock, won't come back till 3 o'clock, work another 30 minutes, get bored, go home. So that right there shows a big example on why we should just try our best, try your absolute best. I know things pop up, I know things happen, but try your best to make sure that you're early on these calls, maybe 5 minutes, nothing crazy, right? We can all do that. We could also just whatever we tell the training, follow through. Okay, we're trying to create a following here, but you got to follow through to what you're saying. If you're saying that you're gonna hit two, like Gio said, he's gonna hit two. If he doesn't hit his goal, guess what? He's staying till 7 o'clock. Those are the things that's going to create a strong foundation for your team. Those are the things that create great leadership. Now, a lot of us state goals and what we're going to do, how many production we're going to do, when we're going to get promoted. I really challenge you guys to hit your goals. Why? Some of you guys have talent, like a Speedy, like a Vivian, like a lot of you guys have talent where you guys could do 6 in 2 days, 6 in 3 days. Your goal is 4 or 5. Your goal is not even hitting requirements to become a leader. So when that happens, you set your standard very low, and your trainees look at you and say, "Oh, if you are the best, and I see you as one of the best, and your standard is 4, I could do 2." You're going backwards in time. Now, what's the point of training this individual to make $100 override? Doesn't make no sense, right? We help these guys, we train them, we talk to them. Your time should be more valuable than $100 a week. Your time should be more valuable than wait for a trainee to show up late because you showed up late. Now this call is really a checker from the neck up call. Why? Because we're gaining so much momentum. We got to keep on pushing that wave. If we don't push that wave, what tends to happen is it just goes all the way down because there's a certain lifespan of business. And if you know it or you don't know it, I'm going to tell you there's a certain lifespan in the business. If you're not getting promoted to leadership and you're a rep and you haven't got promoted and it's over a month, you're not going to make it in this business. You're not. If you're a leader in this business, it's been over 3 months, 4 months, and you haven't even built a team or even try to hit 15, your momentum is down. Your team doesn't believe in you. But it's great thing about this business that no matter how fast you fall, is how fast you get right back up is what really matters. That's what really matters. and really analyzing and dissecting yourself and apologizing to your team is really what's gonna make it happen. Hey, Johnny Ball Game, I just want to let you know, I put my standard 4. I really hit 3, but this week I'm gonna prove to you that this business is too easy. You can make a lot of money in this business if you cater and you put your time into it and put your efforts in it. So when you apologize to the training and you hit your goal, your stock just went right back up. Why? Because you understood what happened. Just like Facebook. Facebook understand they got hate advertisements on their on their platform, and they're not trying to get rid of it. But when a company, when a organization is letting them know, hey, you're doing this wrong, and if you don't, things are gonna go down for you. What happened? Tesla, Amazon took the advertisements from from Facebook, and their stocks dropped. Zach, whatever the CEO name is, he actually talked to the press and says, hey, we're gonna stop that. The stock went right back up, and he's actually doing action. His action made the whole situation way better. Sometimes just apologizing and actually doing what you told the trainee you're gonna do is gonna make a big difference. I spoke to all my guys and gals in my team yesterday, and I said, you know what? Hey, you hit this for the week. I understand it's not about your production. I really don't really care about your production. I'm really caring about what you improved on. What do you feel that you did good on? What do you feel that you improved on? What do you feel that you had a challenge to work with? What was the challenge that you came across this past month? And what is your goal setting forward? I try not to talk about production. Now, of course, if they bring it up, hey, I'm gonna do 5, I say, okay, cool, no problems. But what are you gonna do better this time around? Was it punctuality? Was it your work ethic? Did you have a great attitude? Did you maintain your attitude? Do you understand the why? These are things that we need to speak to our representatives about. And you guys gotta commit. You gotta commit to talking to your guys every single night. I try to do that. I'm not gonna tell you I do it every single night, but probably 95% of the time I really do that. Do I need to get better? Of course, everyone could get better. No one's perfect. Being a leader is basically signing a contract with your blood and your finger. And you're basically stating to everyone on this call that you're going to want to become a partner. You're stating to Gio how passionate he is, that you're trying to get better. We're not wasting our time. I got better things to do. Gio, all these guys have better things to do to just talk our butt off for an hour, 2 hours away. So when we are committing to be a leader, we're committing to build a foundation. We're committing to help our team out. So what does that commitment involve? Punctuality, production, out of the box extra effort, meaning the nightly calls with your guys, team nights with your guys, take them out to a brunch, a dinner, a lunch. It's pretty cool because I went to Miami recently, and I went to visit Vivian, and I really wanted to spend time to understand what kind of individual she is. And me going to Miami and spending time with her and actually showing her that we did 6 on the first day together, it was like, wow, this is what we could do. The standards has been set higher. And also in the same time, I spent my birthday just trying to get to know her. I don't even really care about my birthday. My birthday comes and goes. The fun comes and goes. But my main priority was to let her understand that I got her back. To let her understand that, guess what? This is not just a kind of bullshit partnership where you say something cool, I say something cool, we get motivated for one day, and that's it. We hear Geo talk, we're pumped up, we jump up and down, and then when everything goes down, when the calls go down, a day later, we're slumping down. That's not what we're talking about. I'm committing to my team members. I'm committing to waking up early. I'm committing to make sure my calls make sense, that you guys have value while listening to this 30 minutes or 1 hour call. I've always committed to just making sure the little things is what counts in this commitment. My car is clean. If you see, my car is clean. My car is always clean. It don't smell. It smells like black ice, fresh. You walk in my car, guess what? You're like, whoa, your car looks nice.
That's
So
my
thank you.
favorite smell.
You already know that black ice goes a long way. If your car smell like bunk, smell like old laundry, got a shitload of stuff on there, how are you supposed to paint that dream for your guys and gals? If your shirt's wrinkled, it smells like must. The little thing is what counts. If you didn't get a haircut, I already got a barber ready. I don't even need a haircut, but my haircut is always going to be on point. My pants is always going to be creased because you are the example your team wants to be you. If they don't want to be you, why are they listening to you? Why are they going to San Diego? Why are they following you? Why are they booking stuff? Why are they investing their own money? Why? Because they want to be you. Once they realize you're just a joke, you're just a clown, sorry to say, you don't you're never on the board. You're on 2 every single week or 0. And you're a leader, but you're telling the guys you must hit 5 consecutive every week to become a leader. Like I said, this is not to offend someone. This is not to let no one know they're doing it wrong. This is just a mind-blowing situation where I'm letting you know, ride that wave or build that situation before it falls down, collapse. If you're not leading by example, if you're not punctual to what you're saying, if you're not following through, that's the key thing on commitment, is following through. It's crazy. I'll give you an example. I know you hear about Ken a lot, but he's a prime example of following through. When I first started, man, he used to be like, "Hey, you're gonna be awake at 8 o'clock." I'm like, "Yes, I am." And every morning he's there at 7:50. I'm like, "What the hell?" He said he's gonna work every day till he hit his goal. I'm like, "Sure, bud. Like, sure, sure, guy." Okay, guess what happens? He's working Monday. He's working Tuesday. We talked about Wednesday. We're gonna go hang out. He's working Wednesday and we hang out. We working Thursday. We're working Friday. We're working Saturday. We're working Sunday. But the great thing about it, years down the line, I follow through now. Years down the line, I got more respect for him. Years down the line, I'm more developed. Because guess what? My guys are like, "Sure. Hey, sure, you're going to wake up. Hey, sure, you're going to wake up and be on time." You got to just follow through. What's your schedule? Have a schedule with your guys. Game plan. You're working with this guy first, Johnny A. Okay, you're working for him 2 days. Johnny B, you're going to work for him 1 day. He's a little bit better. Hey, Johnny C, you're going to actually talk about leadership and how to grow. If the individual don't see growth after a amount of time, he or she is going to give up. And your job is to enforce that growth. Your job is to make sure you're coaching him or her to grow at least 5 to 10% in a month. If they don't have nobody on the team, they're not gonna. Some of them, I'll be honest with you, a lot of the leaders, they're not gonna ask to want people on the team. Some people like Ryan, some people like Rudy are passionate that really wants growth. They'll ask, "Hey, I need to build my team." But some of the leaders, that's why you're their partner. So that's why you're the team leader. Because now you're coaching them. You're giving them the path that they gotta follow. You're like the book they gotta read. And if you let them know and you force that growth on them, "Hey, you did great this week. Hey, we already got a new guy waiting for you. Ready to make some overrides?" How excited are they gonna be when they make that first $200, $800 a month? They paid the rent of overrides. They paid their car and the rent of just overrides. I was stoked when I started. When I started door to door and I had like 9 people under me and I made $500 override, I said, forget school. I'm quitting school. I'm not going to college. I'm not going nowhere. You're a loser if you don't do door to door with me. My stock just went crazy high, and my confidence level. My guys see, like, if you're not working, you're crazy. Like, everything, the momentum, the shift has just changed. And that's all it takes. It all takes just by analyzing yourself, figure out what you're doing wrong or right, keep doing what you're doing right, prove what you're doing wrong, and just keep pushing. It's not a sprint. It's more of a marathon. And again, like I said, guys, at the end of the day, you control your growth. You're an independent contractor. You run your own business. What's the point of becoming a leader and making no overrides? Your goal is to one day become in a situation where you are forced to be out of the field. Not because you want to be out of the field, you're forced to be out of the field. You're forced because you're managing road trips. You're forced to make sure you're doing payroll. You're forced to not be able to work in the field because you're making way more money outside the field. So again, it's not about you wanting to take a vacation because your team did good one week. It's not because one day you did good one day and you decide, you know what, I want to be off. No, it's when your team is forcing you to be outside the business and more of the organization, more of the company CEO situation as opposed to a sales rep. In the beginning, you're going to have to push. You're going to have to push. Sometimes you're going to feel you made it. You're going to go back down. You're going to feel like you made it again. There's no point of that. Just keep pushing in the field. I told my guys and gals on my team that, hey, you know what? I'm going to show you guys how to high roll, and it's too easy. I'm going to show you guys how to have a great work ethic. I plan a goal. I plan a strategy with my guys. Who's going to work where? Who's going to work by themselves or with each other? Who's trying to get promoted to leadership? What's your goal? And we got to execute. That's our commitment. And it's not about, hey, how much money you're going to make me. It's not like I make that over and I don't talk to my guys. It's a commitment I take as well, because at the end of the day, it's crazy and it's powerful. You control your team's life. You're responsible. And if you're a piece of shit guy and you don't take initiative and you don't feel responsible that your guy made $200, $300, and you think you're cool because you pop in and you make $1,000 override, you shouldn't be in this business. When my guys make $200, I'm tripping. I told my guys, hey, we really gotta talk, because I wrote a check for $200. You gotta decide. I understand that people learn faster, people learn slower, but we gotta have a game plan. We gotta have a blueprint on how we're gonna make that $200 to $600. We only got a time span. All the things I'm learning from these calls, from these partners, I'm applying, but in rep form. If we're having a partners call about recruiting, growth, we're talking about how many people are we going to be on our team, what interviews we're going to do. For a rep, I'm relaying that message, but on the rep form. Hey, so have you seen on GroupMe? Have you seen on GroupMe? Did you see Jeremy write an app 2 deals by himself? Hey, did you see this other guy? He barely started. He's pumping out deals. Man, I can't wait till you become a leader. I can't wait till you make that override. I can't wait. I'm catering to his situation, what I learned from the partners meeting. We talked about road trips. We talked about who's going to go road trip here, who's going to go road trip there. Guess what? For the partners, that's cool. Now I'm relaying in a rap form. Hey, so I don't know if you're ready, man, but are you ready to travel? Have you ever been to Chicago? Man, Chicago is beautiful. It's beautiful right now. Usually in winter, it's like negative 40 degrees. But now, it's so beautiful outside. It's like 75 degrees. Have you ever seen a Michael Jordan statue? And I'm pumping them up. Have you seen them beam? What beam? Hey, let me show you this freaking beam. Have you ever walked in the this 50 floor tower and the glass is see through and you're walking down? I'm pumping him up. They're like, really? I'm like, okay, just want to make sure you know. All you gotta do to get qualified is hit leadership. My guys are stoked, especially the younger guys. Now, if you got a more older guy that's been traveling around, stuff like that, you're not gonna hit them with the same thing, the same topic. You're gonna talk about, wow, you know, this situation. Have you heard of Dre when he did 21 deals? How the hell you do 21 deals by yourself? How do you do that? How do you do that? I've never done that. Chicago is where it's at. Are you listening to what I'm saying? And I'm pumped up. He sees it in my voice. He's excited just because my energy transferred to him. He's excited because he hears record breaking. Everyone wants to be picked first on the team. No one wants to be counted out. Everyone wants to be counted in. Costco has a membership. You pay $140 if you want to be a cool member, executive member, and you pay $90 if you want to be a regular member. Have your membership. Everyone in any situation always want to be the top dog of the team. Make them understand that if you do this sacrifice, if you do this gamble, and this gamble is not your money, it's just your time as your effort, that this is your reward. And they're going to understand. And again, it's not about saying it one time. I say the same stuff like 10,000 times, but they understand it the 5,000th time. They don't understand the first 5,000 times I said it, but they'll understand the 5,001 time I said it. Do you guys have any question what I went over right now?
Yeah, when we go to Chicago.
I'm actually planning to go to Chicago this upcoming month.
I love
You
that
already
place.
know.
You guys are gonna
I don't
kill it,
want you
bro.
to go. I don't want you to
I
go.
won't.
You might have to.
It's cool.
I don't want you to go. You're too beastie. Anybody else, guys? Any other leader that's on this call that has questions? Do you guys feel? How about anything that you guys feel that you're doing? Let me ask you guys. How many of us are following through for the time we're telling our guys to meet up? Can someone say yes? How many people? How many people? Let me see. Let me see. Okay. David San. David San. You there, David San? How you been, David San? Where you at?
I'm doing good.
Awesome, awesome. So David, how you been first of all? You been doing great?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Just trying to get back in the
Awesome,
groove.
awesome. Get back in the groove. Do you have a game plan on how you getting back in the groove? Do you feel that do you bring some of your team members back? Are you interviewing? Are you recruiting?
I'm just trying to get back into the routine, so just trying to feel it out, trying to get back.
Okay, got you, got you. That's understandable. And a lot of us is trying to get back into that routine, and that's amazing, you know. But guess what? Getting back in routine, this is like riding a bike. It's how long is that, David? How long does it really take you to close one deal? Really, honestly, recently?
Recently,
Yeah, recently. How long?
well, I'd say 40 minutes to an hour. That's my
To close the
average.
whole deal? To close the whole deal, right? And get it verified, all that?
Yeah, to get it verified.
But how your pitch, your whole pitch until you get the bill, how long was that?
I'd say 10 to 15. It
10 or
depends if
15
they're busy.
minutes. That is it. That's all we're teaching our guys. 10 minutes. Hey, how you doing? I'm with AT&T. Is the owner here? If you cannot say that, your trainee cannot say that, he has some special issues. Okay, Mr. Customer, let me see your bill. I'm horrible at math. I look at my phone. I'm like, where the hell is phone, internet? Cool. This is what it is. That's what we're telling our trainees. The close, we could show them how to close later. Get the bill. Think about it. If we have 2 new guys, David, and they're getting bills, we are getting 6 to 8 more bills. If we're waiting a week, 2 weeks to say, hey, if we're waiting a week to 2 weeks to say, hey, I barely got my mojo back, that's too long. David, your goal is to be a partner. Last time I seen you, you were skyrocketing. Let's get back on it. It doesn't hurt. You're already doing it. The thing with training, I personally feel, with commitment and all that I was talking about, is it's a monkey see, monkey do business. I am not doing nothing different when I'm working with my guys. I'm not doing nothing different. I'm just working normally. So anybody else have questions, comments, any feedback, anything that you want to understand a little bit better?
I have a question for you, Steve.
Yes, go for it.
How often do you do one-on-ones with your leaders?
I make them, being honest with you, and I think Carlos is on this line. I tell them, hey, meet me up every day. Depending on the situation and how they're doing, I say, meet me up. What time you work at 9? Meet me up at 8. And I've already built that respect with my guys, and they're going to tell me straight out if they can make it or not. And almost 98% of the time, they make it. One-on-ones, I try to do once or twice with my guys. Why? It's because, you don't know what they're going through. I spoke to Edgar. I'll tell you an example of what I went through. I spoke to Edgar. Edgar's my brother, and he did 3 last week, and the week before he did 0. So I spoke to him, and he was mad. He was pissed the hell off. But he wrote 0 on Friday, but he was on the streak of doing 3. And for him as a new guy, he's tripping because he's an overthinker. And for me to talk to him one-on-one, and I'm telling him to relax, hey, chill, have fun, balance it, he kind of chuckled, and it made me feel that he's taking it too seriously. And when he realized he's doing great, he started having more fun in the business. I start seeing smiles, and for me is warming, because I know how it feels. You know how it feels when you start the business and you did great and you're falling off just a tad bit. Your mindset now is going downwards, even though you're going upwards, but you're manipulating your mind to do worse now because you're having a bad attitude or you're thinking negatively. You got to refresh your guy. So once or twice, really, you got to see the pattern where he's at. What I do, I hear him. I hear his voice. He's like one comment, one word. Hey, how you doing? Edgar, how you doing? I am doing good. How's your day? It was okay. Are you okay? Yes. I know that time it's time to talk. I know it's that time. It's time for a call of a restaurant. We're going to go to your favorite restaurant. It's 10, 15, 20, $30, and I'm willing to invest that in the. I feel this trying. Because he has emotions. If a guy didn't care, that's the wrong guy to work with. But any other questions? Any other questions before I give the platform to Ken?
Steve, I got a question.
Yes.
How many leaders do you have on your team?
Right now I have let me see you. I have two. I have Vivian and Carlos right now.
Nice. Okay. If you ever see your leader not acting like a leader, what do you do?
Okay, so if they're acting not like a leader, and I know Gio, you probably have like 10 or 14 or 30 freaking leaders, so your situation a little bit different from my situation. What I try to do is I try to understand where their mind's at, first of all. If you talk to an individual and they're always talking about this thing they're doing, this other topic they're doing, this other job they're doing, this other thing they're doing, then you already know, like, you gotta break down the bread and butter situation. Every dream needs capital and time, but if you're not a master in one, but you're a jack of all trades, how is that gonna support your dream? How is putting 50% or 30% in this, 30% in this, 20% in this gonna make your full potential happen? And again, it comes back to what you've been already doing. It comes back to you performing. You show him the cash. If you show him the money, he's gonna be like, you know what? $5,000, $3,000 override, $2,000. I'm making $50 on this little whatever. Guess what? They're like, screw that. I gotta get back on track. I gotta get back on track. And then you talk about the new guys that's kicking ass. You talk about your new guy that you trained that wrote the deal by himself. You don't need to talk about training and recruiting. He's smart. He's already gonna think about, damn, if I was training when I was working, I would have already had two guys. These two guys, like Jeremy, would have already wrote 4 apps. These 4 apps times by 2 is 8 apps. 8 apps times about $100 or $50 override is another $400, $800. What the fuck am I doing? So you really are not telling them what they should do. I let them decide what they should have done. If you understand.
Show me the money. That's right. All right. Thank
Exactly.
you,
That's that
Steven.
10 time. That 10 time. You gotta show them that 10 time. Anybody else, guys? Anybody else? And guys, I know that a lot of you guys, there's 19 people on the call, and some of you guys, you're like whatever, you're just listening on the call. I challenge you, man. I challenge you just to speak out. I was always a shy guy, and it really messed me up. My network skills, I used to hide. Be honest with you, that was my biggest issue. I used to hide from being out there. I used to not want to ask questions. I was Mr. Know It All, and that really fell off. I became more humble. I became to more listen to G. I used to hate G. I used to like, fuck this guy. I hate this guy. Cocky, weak, all that stuff. Always trying to be out there. I hate him. But as opposed to hating this guy, I learned to love what he does and what he's good at, and ignore what I don't like about the guy. And I learned to love him and learn and to grow from him. So that's a big, guys. I'm telling you, ask questions because these guys are doing it. If you're smart, just learn from it. But anybody else have any more questions before I pass it on to Ken? Any comments? Anything is great, guys. Don't make me feel like I'm not doing not a good job here. I need my likes here.
It was a little bit off subject, but I
Let you
think it
Bob
still
baby
pertains
girl in
to
business.
commitment. Stephen, I just want to ask you. You committed like a few years ago, maybe a little over a year, to really work out. I mean, what caused that? What do you do to deliver on that? Because prior to this, you were not at the physical physique, right? So the question is like, what make the change? Like, this is like over 20 years of you looking a certain way, and all of a sudden you make a decision and you're committed to something, and now you're at the gym and you're scoping your body, right? Sexy as ever, right? So I just want you to share a little bit in terms of what caused you to commit, and what goes on in the back of your mind that caused you to make that decision.
I'm gonna let you guys know. A lot of you guys don't know, but a lot of you guys do know. I was wearing a suit one day to do interviews, and I'd be thinking I'd be the flyest guy. I was 190 pounds. I thought I was sexy. You don't understand how sexy I thought it was. But one day my shoe was untied, and that shoe was untied, and I tried to tie my shoe, and 3 buttons popped. Not one, 3 buttons popped out of my dress shirt. And when I was tying my shoe, I had to take like 5 deep breaths, because I don't know if you guys ever did that, because I was losing my breath. I was losing my breath, and for some reason, I was going to my house and I have a lot of pictures of my family and myself and a lot of my vacation pictures. And I was making good money, and I seen that I wasn't sexy. I manipulated my mind that I was sexy. And for our family, I got that round face. I don't know if you've seen Seth, but he got that sculpture, like long face. I've always wanted that long face. I always had that round face, right? And in the same time, you know, in our family, we always arm wrestle each other for some reason. And I was like, man, I'm tired of losing to every single person. It ain't gonna happen no more. And also in the same time, I felt like when I was living my life, I don't know if you guys ever felt it, but it wasn't. It was unfinished. It was incomplete. I didn't feel like this is the best I could be. And I started hating the gym, not because of how people want to look at me, but how my life will be easier to attract sharper individuals. It'll be easier for people to like me. It'll be easy because if you talk to a girl at the club or whatever, um, you gotta really put in your game. You really gotta swag. You gotta really spend money on them to show them that, hey, come through or hang out. But now I don't even do it. I don't even wear expensive clothes. I haven't been shopping for probably like 5 years, and I really look great with anything I wear because it's more the physique. I'm really cheating the whole system. I used to spend money on what I wear: Gucci belt, Louis Vuitton belt, Gucci shoes, all this valuable stuff because I was insecure about myself. But now you see me, I'm on like regular stuff, but I look like $1 million, because the commitment, I committed on changing my situation. I committed on saying, you know what, I'm tired of being fat and ugly, to be honest with you. I was tired of doing 300%. Now I need to improve, but I'm really only doing 50%, and I'm doing what I did before because it's easier. People like me better. Everyone wants to talk to the more attractive individual. But yeah, hopefully I answered your question. I know I went a little bit all off.
You sexy now, huh?
Try to be. Try to be.
Awesome. Stephen, thank you very much. Guys, if you don't know, if you ever work out with Stephen, he will make you, well, he will challenge you, make you better, right? He's benching like 3 plates and things like that. So very proud of your accomplishment. And I want to ask you that question because I want to segue into, commitment and pretty much dedicating to your goals, right? So, I mean, this topic seems to be heavy, so I try to make it as light as possible. I have about 20 minutes to share with you guys some key things that I hope would resonate with you guys. But first, let's just take a break and let's just stretch out a little bit, right? Let's just wake up. I know it's been 40 minutes already, so let's get some energy in, huh? It's okay. Take your time. Or like UPW right here. I missed that. All right, guys.
UPW.
UPW. So that's the Unleash the Power Within from Tony Robbins, right? We used to go there last year, and this year has been postponed because of the pandemic. But as soon as it's back on, we're definitely going to send a team out there. Okay. Man, there's a lot of stories I can share with you guys. So I'm just thinking about which one would impact you the most. So let me share with you guys pretty much this guy I know, right? This individual I know. And you tell me if he's a successful person or he's going to be a failure, right? So this guy would blame his dad and his grandma because they don't wake him up to go to school on time, right? So basically, he solicited the help of his grandma and his dad to come and wake him up at 7:30. That way you have 30 minutes to get dressed to go to school. And then he would get upset. Not that because they didn't wake him up. They actually did what they asked him to do. He got mad because they were unsuccessful in waking him up. So at 7:30, his dad would come in, knock on the door, try to wake him up. Grandma would come in, even spray him with the water bottle so that we would wake up. But he decided to go back to sleep. but then he'll wake up at 8 o'clock pissed off that they were unsuccessful, that they should have been more responsible and they know what to do, but they failed him, right? You think that's a trait of a successful person or someone that's going to be a failure?
That sounds like a loser, Ken.
Sounds like a loser, right? Okay.
Failure.
So another incident with this guy, right? So he got a job, right? He got a job, and in this company, time is like very, very important, right? They operate on time, and time to them can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's very important in this company that everybody there is on time. So normally it'll take about 20 minutes from the house to work, right? And he timed it correctly. He timed it about 30 minutes. He'll leave about 30 minutes, give him 10 minutes, and then he'll be there on time, right? But then when there's heavy traffic or there's an accident on the road, and then he left 30 minutes and then he was still late, he blamed the traffic, and he even blamed his supervisor for being unrealistic and not understanding of the situation for writing him up. Got really upset. Just does not make sense. How can you be a leader and not understand the situation? I already planned to leave 10 minutes earlier, but yet you still write me up. Do you think he's in the right or in the wrong to think that way?
Wrong.
Wrong.
Why is that?
Because he should only be mad at what he's in control of.
Gotcha. That's why you guys are on the call. You guys are smarter than this guy, right? Another incident. So this individual would blame his leaders and his boss. So like when things get tough, when interviews quit and things like that, he blamed his boss. Now, given there was some good reasons why he can blame his boss for that. So back in the days, he finally, after moving on from this company, he got another company. It's a sales position now. And in this sales organization, they do a lot of contests. It's all about competition. So every week they have like this competition. And there was like this one competition that was like pretty outrageous where he finally got promoted to an assistant manager position, which means like you're close to being a partner. It's like a transitional space. You can call that a team leader. He's pushing to be a partner. And then in that office, he has to compete with another assistant manager for that day. It was a challenge. So in that office, they do a few challenges, right? The first challenge is, it's kind of like accepted because it's kind of funny. Basically, you challenge someone in the office to what they call a pie competition, right? So basically, you challenge each other, and if you lose, the person that wins gets to pie the other person in the face right in the parking lot, right? So that's everybody accepted. Everybody know like somebody's gonna get challenged. Like Thursday, I think it was like Thursday challenge or something like that. So everybody's gonna get challenged. And then this owner of his decided to pin him up with the other assistant manager. She's a girl. And instead of doing the pie competition, he thought, well, let's raise the stake a little bit. Let's raise the stake. Instead of doing the normal pie stuff, let's just make it like more, I guess, higher stakes. Since we're dealing with assistant manager, the high producer, let's just liven it up. Let's just have a great time, right? Let's do a sausage gag. So basically, we're gonna get a sausage. We're gonna put some mayonnaise on it, right? And the winner, gets to sausage gag. The winner gets the sausage gag. The loser. And I was like, she's a girl, and and we have like 5 new people here, that may not receive this well, right? This is kind of like crazy. It's already crazy. We're going door to door. Now we're gonna do sausage gag in front of 5 new guys that are sharp and try to build our business, right? So sure enough, no guy want to get sausage gag. I don't think personally no girls want to get sausage gag. So this individual did whatever it takes to beat that opponent, right? So at the end of the day, he has the ability to sausage gag this, since she lost, right? So obviously, he didn't do it. He's like, what, winning is enough. I'm not gonna sausage gag this girl. It's just messed up. But that day, that 5 people that was recruited quit. for obvious reasons, right? Who's gonna get sausage gag? Who's gonna work for a company if they lose a competition? You get sausage gag for that day, right? So this individual blamed the owner for being insensitive and outrageous, two balls to the wall, and that's why he can't grow his team, and that's why he can't get promoted. Right? So he blamed that owner, and he blamed that owner because there's so much things that he did wrong. For example, while everybody's working in the field, this owner of his, supposedly by example, decided to fix cars and like make planes in the office while he's supposed to be working, right? Instead of like actually leading by example, interviewing and doing the right things, he would like do stuff like that. So when he found out, he blamed that owner, blamed him for like 2.5 years of why he picked the wrong owner, he picked the wrong situation. Had he been with another organization, he would have been promoted. Who do you think I'm talking about? Who is this individual, you think?
You?
It's me. I'm that guy, no joke. I used to get them out of my grandma, my dad for waking me up when I was 18. That's why I couldn't hold that job at Gap. I couldn't show up on time. I couldn't greet customers. Right? Pissed off that they were irresponsible. They should have woke me up on time. Right? I was upset at my boss at UPS for being not understanding the fact that I already planned 10 minutes early and then I'm late. This mofo, when I go talk to him, say, hey, man, I'm late. I'm 10 minutes, but I planned 30 minutes earlier. You can look at my phone and all that, GPS system. He's like, Ken, do you know what time I showed up to the facility today? I was like, no, Scott. What time did you show up? Like, I was here an hour early. I prepped the station, and I make sure I'm on time. Right? I run this hub. If I'm late, operation doesn't go on. So like you keep it, the traffic. It's true the traffic delayed you, but you should have planned earlier. And I heard that and I was like, I just rejected. I just got really pissed off. It was just before my times, I guess. I just thought he's being unrealistic, he's being a jerk. He's being like retarded. Like, who showed up an hour early? What the freak's wrong with this guy, right? And then when I encounter a sales opportunity, instead of looking at myself to see what I can do better, I see all the flaws that's going on in that organization, including the leader himself. And I would use that. I would use that to validate why I have not succeeded yet. Why 2 years into this business, I still haven't developed a team. Why 2 years into this business, I'm still like where I was at. I nitpick, right? I blame so many things. One thing, though, that I really admire about that bad boss that I talked to you about, man, he instilled in me one valuable lesson in life that I want to share with you guys. It's all your fault. Man, he did such a good job, 2.5 years of beating this in my head, right? Every time I come with excuses, he's like, it's your fault. It's also your fault, like good or bad. Every time I give him an excuse, it's like, Ken, it's your fault. What the freak? Like, I'm like that. Why didn't you prep the new guys? You know it's going to go down. You did a bad job explaining that this is a fun culture, that, competition is normal. You could have sold it better, Ken. It's your fault. I was like, what the freak are you talking about, John? What are you talking about? You did this crazy competition in front of everybody, sausage gagging a girl. You want me to sausage gag a girl and expect the guys to come back? How, like, what are you thinking? It's like, it's all your fault, Ken. When are you going to understand that?
Ken, is it John Wiggins?
It's not John Wigan. It's John Raphael. He's pretty extreme. I can go on about the stories, but the long story short is this: John beat it in my head that it's my fault, regardless of what goes wrong and what's going right. It's all it's because of us, right? And so 2.5 years, I was gonna quit, man. It was 2.5 years. I was in Texas, hot as crap. I had to wear a suit at the time, selling office supplies. And I just had it. You know, I keep building team, I keep losing team, I keep building team, I keep losing team. And then, you know, I decided that day after telling my parents, my friends I left, that I was gonna come back an owner, I'm gonna come back with my own business, I'm gonna come back successful. I left to Texas about a year and a half, and I decided to throw it all away. I decided to just have enough valid reason why I didn't succeed, right? He's a freaking dummy, right? It's hot, right? Like the situation was bad. There's a whole bunch of racist people in Texas. They don't receive Asian well. I have like, you know, stories all day about why I could not succeed. And I went to John with it. You know, I want to do it man to man. I'm not going to be like those other people that quit on me and not talk to me, right? I'm just going to be a man about it. Go to his house and then tell him I quit, right? I went to his house. He was with his wife. It's like, John, it's not you, it's me. Really, I'm thinking it's you, mofo. But I'm like, it's not you, it's me. I'm quitting, right? It's just not it. My mom need me. My dad need me. The stores need me. I think I'm gonna take over the business. You know, my parents miss me very much. You know, it's all bad, and I don't have a team anyway, John. You know, so like it's not really nothing I can do right now, right? And then he looked at me with like disappointment, right? Not even, I was expecting him to be mad, outrageous, throw a phone or something, right? That's what I would expect him to do. But instead, he just looked at me, just his head down, is like, man, Ken, I thought you were tougher than that. I thought you have a bigger why than that. I thought you wanted to like make your parents proud and not have to like have them work hard. And you said that you are gonna be different. You're gonna change the family tree. You're gonna have an island. You know, you're not quitting on me. You're not apologizing to me. You're quitting on yourself, Ken. Like you're quitting on yourself. You're gonna throw 3 years away, Ken. You're gonna go back a failure, Ken. And it's like, you know, if you decide to quit, it's all good. I'll buy a plane ticket for you to go back home, you know. But just know that you're quitting on yourself. You're not quitting on me. So like, I went home. I thought about it. I slept it over, and I really have his words marinate with me. And I really thought about it. I was like, you know, John does a lot of dumb things, right? The situation is not good and all that. But is that going to be my story? Is that going to be my story that I keep telling myself? Because prior to this moment, I have never finished anything that's worthwhile in my life, right? I've never completed anything. I never hit a goal that I said I was going to hit and really achieved it and said, yes, I did it. It was like a breaking point. I was like 3 years. I said, this is the one I was going to do. And then here I am faced with this dilemma. All the reasons in the world for me to quit. And I thought, you know, this will be my story. This will be, okay, well, I didn't make it. I didn't succeed because my boss was a douche. I didn't succeed because people was racist. I didn't succeed because the weather. I didn't succeed because this, that, and the other. And I just keep hearing myself, like all the excuses I keep telling myself in and out that caused me to quit. So many things before it. And I was like, that's it. No more. No more. Just like Stephen. No more. I decided that day that it doesn't matter what John did. I'm going to look at the things I can learn from John, and I'm going to grow from it. I decided it doesn't matter what happened. I will come back a winner. I decided that moment, after about almost 3 years, that I will do whatever it takes, and I would just listen and not be stubborn, and I'll follow through. Now, mind you, it took me 3 years to get to this position. I had 0 people. Everybody quit. It was January. In our business, the holidays are like the worst, because when people see their family, they talk, they come back, you have no team. In this company, it's like the opposite. We always have people come back. It's awesome. People miss each other, right? But in that company, it was so harsh that they keep you like segregated from your family and stuff. So when you get to see family and friends, you're like, oh, I miss this crap, and they never come back, right? So, anyways, how long do you think when I make that decision to like committed to my goals, committed to myself, for me to get promoted to owner, to develop 5 leaders, have a
6
team of about
months.
50 people, all solid, and I made it happen.
3 months.
3 months. Dre heard the story
3 months.
before. 3 months. From 3 years of bullshitting around, 3 years of making excuses, 3 years of a list of why this shit is not gonna go right, to fuck it, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. It's all on me. It's my fault. It finally sink in. Like the moment he stopped saying it's my fault, instead of saying, hey, you know what, I respect it, but I thought you were better than that. It just sank in all of a sudden. Like, oh shit, John's right. It's all my fault. It's all my fault. If I'm gonna succeed, it's gonna be me. If I'm gonna fail, it's gonna be me. I'm not gonna blame John. I'm not gonna blame some racist people. I'm not gonna blame the weather. I'm not gonna blame the virus. It's all gonna be me. Steven mentioned Tesla, right? Elon Musk. Everybody's shutting down the company. Everybody said they can't do it. All the car industry is like down and out right now. What did Elon Musk do? He's like, freak this. Freak this. He think differently. He's like, that's not going to stop me. I'm going to find a country that's open, that's thriving. I'm going to sell to them. We sold to China. Everybody keep trying to short his company. Right? They keep trying to short it. It went from like $400, $500 during the pandemic. Now it's like $1,300 or something. It went up like almost 3 times fold. Most people would have justified quitting during the pandemic. Most company is, but not him. And if you guys want to be successful, it doesn't matter what you do. You must commit to your goal and you must take ownership. Enough is enough. Who's going to be successful? And who is it up to? Right? I wouldn't have it the other way. This is my life. This is your life. Winning or losing is in your hands. Don't give other people control over that by blaming them, regardless of the justification. Right? It's only going to make you stronger. That 3 years shaped me in ways I could never imagine. I used to hate the man. I love the man. I prayed to the man. I wish for the best. I still talk to him here and there. Because that guy gave me a very valuable lesson. It's all your fault. So I keep blaming everybody else until I took ownership and blamed myself. The world changed, man. It opens up. You guys feel me?
Amen, Ken. Preach.
I'm getting goosebumps, man, because I just feel the connection. I know you guys have fire. I know you guys have so many people you want to help. There's so many things you want to accomplish, right? Do yourself a favor. Blame yourself. No one else. No situation, nothing. It's all you. Cool, guys? All right, Andy, back to you.
All right, that was awesome. I mean, one quote I just have is you are the captain of your ship, and take responsibility of your own actions. Appreciate the message, Ken. So, guys, I'm gonna end it with this one here. This week, I want you guys to let your people know, also have a seed in your mind that we're trying to keep our customers as long life customers, right? Book of business. So every customer that you guys talk to, imagine that we're able to sell them next year, because that's the biggest, that's the big, that's the bigger picture, guys. We're, Ken is super excited right now because we have so many different campaigns that's gonna incorporate into CMC and AT&T that we're able to sell them another service after a year's over. So keep in touch with your customer every single month. Find a system for yourself that allows you to have that relationship with your customer, because every year this is a residual play for you. It'll suck to go back to his customer and somebody else is going to sign him up for something else. You guys are the solution provider that's going to get them more services every single year, guys. So that's super exciting. And that's what I want to leave with you guys today. Let your people know that. Figure out a system as leaders, figure out a system how we can go back to this customer every single year to generate more money. This is our residual play, guys. Not only Overeyes, but every product as well. All right, I'm gonna leave it a cliffhanger, but next call we're gonna talk about more products that we're gonna pick up so you guys can sell. All right, so have a great week, and see you guys on tomorrow's call.
There you guys have a great week.